another shortish update on trying to figure out how to stop the side effects of these supplements and off labels. Still not fully back to normal. So what I'm finding is I'm still having sort of like woozy moments. It's like my head's not quite on straight, which is a bit of an odd feeling. It's almost like having something to drink. It's like that effect you get when you shut your eyes and the room spins, except you don't have to shut your eyes. So I'm not losing my balance or anything, but yeah, it's definitely a little bit disconcerting. So what I'm doing to try and sort of stop the side effects is I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's the off labels or whether or not it's the supplements, because at the moment I don't know if it's the supplements or the off labels that are causing me to have a dizzy spell or have a funny wooziness in my head, which I'm not used to, and it's also affecting my productivity, my focus. So I mean, whilst they're not terrible side effects, let's be honest, I've heard of worse. They are still side effects, and they are still having an effect on my day-to-day. So yesterday I only took the off labels. I had all three. I split the largest dose to between lunchtime and evening, and I had the other two, with the half dose. And if it was the supplements, then I guess it could be because I didn't take any supplements yesterday. I just took the off labels. So if it's the supplements that are causing it, some of them are quite large doses, and so it is possible that they've carried on affecting me today because I'm still having some effects. So now I'm thinking it's a possibility that maybe it's not the supplements that are causing any of the side effects, and that it's the off labels themselves. So tomorrow I'm going to take a break from the off labels and the supplements both at the same time and see if that helps me get my head back together, so I don't have the dizziness, I don't have the lack of focus, and we'll just see where that ends. But this is part of metabolic therapy. It's one thing to find a list of off labels and supplements that you think might work for you, but then when you start taking them, you start getting these unexpected side effects, because certainly for me, I don't get any help from the NHS with monitoring and any advice. It's actually for me to figure out what the hell's going on, trying to figure out whether or not it's the supplements, whether or not it's the off labels, and literally doing it on my own. So no help from the NHS, no help from any doctors that might have some experience with this, maybe not, but yeah, just figuring it out on my own. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is, like I say, I'm going to take a break from both the off labels and the supplements. So I'll take nothing tomorrow at all, and then the day after I think I will go back onto the full supplements with no off labels. So I'll have had a 2-day break of supplements overlapping with a 2-day break of off labels, and I'll see if I can figure out which of the two categories is actually causing me the problems, because I could live with a bit of a lack of focus, but if the dizziness gets worse, if it means that I'm going to start bumping into things, falling over, there's the potential for injury there, which is really not great. So I'd really like to figure out a way of getting all of these supplements and off labels working together. Yeah, nice one, Joe. I'm not tired at the moment, so I'm not going to yawn. Hi Blaze, hi Kitty, how you all doing? Thanks for joining, much appreciate it. If you're interested in metabolic therapy at all, just stick a one in the comments, let me know, because that's what my channel's all about. I'm all about metabolic therapy, using natural resources for healing. I've got stage 1 cancer at the moment, and I'm using metabolic therapy to try and heal that, and just working through the side effects that I'm getting at the moment, taking the off labels and the supplements that I've chosen to try and cure me. So part of that is that I don't have all the funding that I need to be able to do everything in metabolic therapy. So if you're interested in helping out, doesn't have to be a donation. I do have a GoFundMe. I will put that link in the description afterwards, but if you could just share my story, that would be an amazing thing to help, because the more I can share my story, the more I can share, the information that we're finding about the various things that affect cancer in ways that you wouldn't expect. It's all quite amazing, and we've put that all together on a website called Metabolic Therapy. So if you know anybody that is suffering with a diagnosis of cancer of any stage, please send them to metabolictherapy.com, because we talk all about it in there, about what things you should be doing. It's mainly about getting glucose and glutamine right down, using a GKR monitor, using glutamine suppressors, and then using various things that create oxidation in the tumour to help the cells commit apoptosis to get rid of themselves like they should have done in the first place. So it's all really fascinating stuff, but none of it is approved by the NHS, none of it is supported by the NHS, by NICE, NIH or anybody else. This is all what they're calling fringe science. But given that the only other option I had was a life-altering surgery, and it was non-reversible, one time only, I chose to go for the less toxic, more healthy route of using supplements and off labels to try and treat my type 1 cancer before it got any more serious. So yeah, if you've got any what's this then? What do you think about the new 2025 Nissan Amanda with the new... Haven't got a clue, never seen it, never heard of it. Would love to give my opinion on that, but sorry, no idea. Interesting question to bring up in a channel to do with metabolic therapy and cancer and autoimmune disease, but hey, I'll answer any question I can. Just sorry, can't answer that one. But yeah, like I say, I mean, for me, metabolic therapy is, it is an alternative therapy that I am trying out for myself. Very hopeful that it's going to be successful, but it does require additional funds, and if you're able to donate, please do. It'll be very, very helpful for me. I would be very appreciative. But if you're not, sharing my story, asking questions, interacting with videos like you're doing here would be amazing as well. So thank you for that. It's very much appreciated. So I see no one's popped up in the chat. Is there anybody here that having any kind of a condition that needs treating with metabolic therapy? I'd be happy to talk about it if that was the case. I will say that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not allowed to give advice. I'm not allowed to tell you what you can and can't do, but I can certainly talk about the research that I've done for my form of cancer and the various things that I've found out about all of the off labels and all of the supplements that I'm using, if that's of interest to you, of course. But if not, no worries. You can find out all about it on all my other videos and in the metabolictherapy.com website. Also find us on school.com, skoll.com/cancer warriors. We've got an active group of people in there that will help you out if you need to. If you don't necessarily want to talk about your cancer diagnosis on a live YouTube, then I completely understand that. You can be completely anonymous in the school group, sign up with a Gmail and a fake name. We'll still talk to you, we'll still tell you whatever we can. But if you can help in any way, even if that's just sharing my story, interacting with this video, subscribing to my channel, giving me a quick like, all very much appreciated. So I'll keep this one fairly short. Oh no, what's this? Oh no, yeah, that's still the same question as before. I'm just about to get to a road now, so it's going to get really noisy. And so rather than trying to shout over the traffic, I'll end this live and I'll see you all in the next one. So have a lovely evening or afternoon, wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next update.